How we doing? How we doing? Can we hear me? Can we hear me well? Welcome to the stream. This is the alternate timeline. This is pure escapism. How is your weekend going? Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day weekend. Hope all the mothers are holding it down out there. My mother's doing well. She's doing her thing. She's doing well. But happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Just take a second. This is the dojo. That's the dojo right there. Where we get our minds right. All right. Yeah. Like I said, happy Mother's Day. This is Dennis Smith. I'm your host here at the Alternate Timeline. And I want to talk a little bit about Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. I went to go see it with some family. Some family showed up. Went to go see it on Thursday when it released around 6 o'clock. And so I've been sitting with it for a little bit. I've been sitting with it. I've been seeing what people are saying online. I'm seeing, been seeing the YouTubers, the big ones, do their breakdowns and things like that. And yeah, I just wanted to share some of my thoughts and what I think of the movie. First and foremost, I will say that I enjoyed the movie. It was a fun ride, a very fun ride. I enjoyed the movie. I definitely understood what people were saying with like Sam Raimi and his style. It's different. Like you can see it. You can see it in the movie. Like you can tell his style in the movie. So what I would say to anybody that hasn't watched it yet, go see it. Go enjoy it. Just enjoy the movie as it is and make your own opinions about it. There's a lot of talk online right now, a lot of good, but there's people that had issues with the movie as well. So go to the movies yourself, see it yourself, form your own opinions. That's the best way to do it. Always, no matter what anybody says, if you enjoy the movie, you enjoy the movie. Nobody can tell you what to enjoy. All right. I enjoyed the movie. I want to see it again sometime soon. But I've been thinking about it and I just want to talk about it a little bit. And again, happy Mother's Day. Multiverse of Madness. MOM, Multiverse of Madness. Mom. Right? Marvel's not slick. They not slick. MOM on Mother's Day weekend. MOM. And the theme and the big theme, in your face theme of the movie is there is nothing a mother would not do for their children or for her children. It's nothing they wouldn't do. And Wanda showed that in this movie. For sure. So this is a little bit of spoiler. This is a spoiler discussion here. Spoiler warning. So if you haven't seen the movie, go watch the movie and come back and hang out with me. Hang out and talk with me. I definitely want to know your thoughts. If you have seen the movie, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about the movie. Did you like it? Did you have problems with it? Where does it sit with the rest of the MCU? Where do you think we're headed? Are we excited for what's to come? Let me know your thoughts on the movie for sure. So let me just jump right into it. they really let I got my notes down over here. They really let Sam Raimi run wild with this. This is a Sam Raimi movie, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I thought it was really cool the way he did it. It is not a perfect movie, um, in my opinion, but it is a really good, enjoyable movie. So yeah, like I said, they let Sam Raimi run wild with it. Um, there are some parts in this movie that I did not love. Um, and people are pretty split online on some parts about it. And I thought the story itself was fine. I thought it was simple in a way, and I did not mind that at all. I thought that was okay with everything else that was going on. Um, I appreciated the whole, like, there's nothing a mother wouldn't do for her children, and she goes bonkers over her children, right? Um, I think that there's a story, not a story, but a character arc in Doctor Strange, which isn't as loud as the rest of the movie. It's um, kind of goes unnoticed a little bit, because it's not in your face. But his character arc I really enjoyed, and it's seeing how similar he is to the rest of the Doctor Stranges, which, like, his arrogance, and people from the other universe, other multiverse, are very aware of that, and they make him aware of that as well. Like, you're all the same. Like, you guys you're all gonna study the Darkhold and go into dark magic because you're so arrogant and think you can just take it all and everything like that. And but with everything that Doctor Strange has experienced, he also separates himself from other Doctor Strangers, and they show that in the film as well, with his big decision at the end with America Chavez and letting her do her own thing. So yeah, that I really enjoyed his arc. Also his talk with the other corrupted Strange in the universe where the incursions are happening, which we'll talk about later. You see that Doctor Strange also keeps a lot inside too, because I think he had a sister that died early on in his life, and that's something that they don't talk about, that Doctor Strange's in no universe talks about, apparently. So he keeps a lot inside, so he's still like, they gave him a little bit of a human element there, which I liked. And yeah, I really like where Doctor Strange is at. Benedict Cumberbatch, did a very, very good job. He owns Doctor Strange. I like that he owns Doctor Strange. Very, very well acting there. So let's go straight to the end. The main thing that happens at the end, I thought was the coolest part for me. For me, that was the coolest part. Seeing, everything come together for all three of the characters. So Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, and America Chavez. I liked how they kind of came into their own and had their own realizations. Those were awesome moments in the third act. Really loved that. America Chavez powers are fire. The punching a hole or punching star portals open, I really dig that, and it looks super cool on screen, which is awesome. Love that. Hope to see her do more of that in the future. So yeah, I like that. And just seeing Doctor Strange and Wanda at the height of their powers, or almost at the height of their powers. I think Doctor Strange has more to learn, is a thing still. I think he still has a little bit more that he can conquer as far as his powers. But seeing them both, like, really powerful and doing their thing was pretty sweet. So I will say it is, like some of the reviews said, it is Marvel's most violent movie. It is, has a bunch of horror elements in it. The horror elements I enjoyed, I really liked, and it has some pretty gruesome parts. I understand the whole like thinking twice about maybe not, having a young kid in that theater for that. You know, what Wanda does to the Illuminati is kind of crazy. It's dark, it's gruesome, and you're gonna see some of your favorite superheroes get pretty messed up. So I definitely understand that. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed how they were, in my opinion, they were there to show how powerful Wanda is, Scarlet Witch is. So I didn't. Some people had an issue with just showing some of these crazy cool characters, and then just killing them off in a matter of minutes. So yeah, spoiler warning there. Sorry, but yeah, some people had a problem with that. I did not, because I thought it helped show off how powerful this Scarlet Witch is, which they kind of breezed off. They thought that they could handle a Scarlet Witch, but they don't know the Scarlet Witch that we know, and that was evident for sure because they were not prepared for that. And yeah, so it gets violent. It gets violent. They also reference a ton of comic book type Easter eggs, and there were some things like you can really geek out about. They obviously the Illuminati was one. Got Fantastic Four, or not Fantastic Four, but Mr. Fantastic. He was great. Forget what his name is, Krasinski. He was great. I think hopefully we see more of him. Hopefully he's our version of Mr. Fantastic. Black Bolt. I love that they showed off his powers first, and they gave a little bit of a tease of like how powerful Black Bolt really is, which is cool because sometimes in the comics he's got different levels of power. Sometimes his ability doesn't. Sometimes his ability is destructive, and sometimes it's like kind of held back, depending on who's writing it. But being able to basically whisper and kill somebody with that, he's a really powerful person. I'm glad that they showed off a little bit of his power. What else was it? Captain Carter, she was dope. Marie Rambeau as or Captain Marvel, that was dope as well. And that was a cool fight because I know there's like always back and forth on who's like the most powerful, Captain Marvel or Scarlet Witch. And then the big one was Professor X. Professor X, man, got to see Charles X Xavier. That was dope, man. That was dope. And then some of the other things they referred to, there was a moment in when she was in the Illuminati, or she was facing the Illuminati, that Mr. Fantastic and her have a conversation, and she mentions his kid, or he mentions his kids, and he asks like if, or she asks if, do they have a mother or whatever, and okay, they'll have somebody that will raise them, right? So yeah, Reed Richards' son, Franklin Richards, is also a very super powerful person in the comics, Franklin Richards, he also has reality warping powers. So yeah, he's very dangerous in the comics, and it was a cool little subtle, like, yes, he has kids, meaning that this in that universe he has, like, Franklin Richards is a thing in that universe. Um, that was kind of like a subtle little, if you caught that, that's cool. Another thing they put in there, they name dropped Chthon. I did not think they were gonna name drop Chthon, but they did. They name dropped Wundagore Mountain and Chthon, and that was also a pretty cool Easter egg, and that was fun to see. So, for those who don't know, Wundagore Mountain is where Chthon wrote the Darkhold, and there's a high evolutionary tie-in in there. There's a connection with him, which he's supposedly coming soon as well. He'll be in the next Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the rumor, at least. He's in the next Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe the villain in that. We get to see maybe he experimented on Rocket. That's how Rocket came to be. Maybe seeing that, but he has some connections with Chthon and Wundagore Mountain as well. But so let's see. In that connection, one of Chthon's near escapes, he like put some of his magic in Wanda as a child, like when they were basically conceived. He put some of his magic in Wanda, and that's why she's like so freaking powerful in the comics, because not only does she study the Darkhold, but she literally has chaos magic of an elder god demon corrupting her from within all the time. So that's why she's such a complicated character in the comics, like all the time. So that's a little bit like on Wundagore Mountain. And then like Chthon, so I think there was a missed opportunity. I'm gonna get into some of the negatives. I thought there was a missed opportunity, much like WandaVision, to go all the way with the Chthon thing and have him be like the extra reason why Wanda was doing what she did. Like he kind of had a little bit of control on her and what she was doing. I thought they could have went that route. Like there's in my opinion, it could have been some other entity that was driving Wanda to do what she was doing, and going further and further in the Darkhold, into the Darkhold. So that's kind of like, that was one of my big things. Like I get Wanda was the villain, but I felt like they could have done somebody, some crazy big entity was actually like controlling behind the doors, in the shadows or whatever. So that was one of my big things. Like I thought that was kind of a missed opportunity to really go into that. Another cool thing they dropped was excursions. They mentioned excursions happening a lot, which is basically when multiverses or universes fall on top of each other, which is what you saw with the corrupted Doctor Strange, him trying to like save his universe from that excursion. But yeah, that's a big term when it comes to, I know some people's favorite comics of all time are the Jonathan Hickman's Avengers, New Avengers, and up to his Secret Wars, which is like the end all be all that resets, which basically resets the universe, resets our universe, 616 universe. And it's basically like a battle world thing that happens, and it's a multiversal war that happens, which has been hinted a little bit with Kang. He mentions a multiversal war happening, but that's kind of where things are headed. So excited for that. Excited for them to name drop excursions. they're going into one of the really cool comic stories that that a lot of people are hyped for. Me myself, I know of the comic run. I have not read fully the whole thing yet. I have gone back in my, this is where I'm at in comics. I've gone back a little bit. Like I said, in another video I read Avengers Disassembled, and I'm making my way up to House of M. So I'm getting there. I got a couple big events to read through first, and then I'm gonna get to the Jonathan Hickman stuff, which I'm really excited for. But yeah, that's I'm hyped. They mentioned the excursions, and that's kind of where we're going. So yeah, what else? As far as other stuff that I didn't care for, there were some dialogue choices I was like, some of the dialogue was to me. What'd you guys think of the dialogue in this? Thought some of it was okay. Some things could have been better. But yeah, those were some of my misses. I also, another thing is the musical battle. For those who watched, you know what I'm talking about. That music battle is, some people loved it. Some people enjoyed it and appreciated it, and thought it was kind of fun. Some people in my theater were like kind of laughing through that whole battle. Me personally did not like it at all. That the music battle where he's talking with the corrupted Doctor Strange and the other in universe, and they had their talk, which was a good talk. I did like the dialogue on that. It was a good talk, but they got to a point where they started throwing musical notes to each other, and that's how they were battling. I thought that was a wasted opportunity, because we're talking about somebody, a high level person in the mystic arts. Two of them, one's read the Darkhold. Like, I wanted to see some crazy magic going on in that battle, that face off. That should have been some crazy magic, in my opinion. And we know Doctor Strange can do crazy magic. He showed it all throughout the movie, right? He's shown some really cool magic, and he's shown it in Infinity War when he's fighting Thanos, like some really cool visually looking magic. I thought should have been used in that scene. It would have been cool if the corrupted Strange did some crazy magic that our Strange didn't know about yet, and somehow our Strange defeats him, and he like learns from him a little bit, like taking that magic, like, oh, I can use that one day, right? I thought that was a chance to like do something like that, where like the corrupted one did something and our Strange learns from it. I don't know, a battle of two high level mystical arts people, in my opinion, should not have came down to throwing musical notes back and forth to each other, and one being defeated that way. That wouldn't have been my choice, and I think that was one of those Sam Raimi choices where like it just kind of got like a little too weird, a little over the top, and I that's one of those choices I did not like. I know some people really did appreciate it and really did enjoy it. I didn't like that one. One other thing, so some of the things that I did want. So I think not having Vision or Quicksilver in this movie was a little bit of a weird play as well. I don't know why they couldn't have used Vision at least a little bit, because there's a moment in the movie where Wanda was a couple moments where she's looking at all the different universes where her children are, and it seems like she goes after this one in particular where it's the single mother and her children, but So you're telling me there's no other universes where there's her, Vision, and the kids all together? Like, why wouldn't she go after one of those universes, right? In my opinion, wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she want Vision to be a part of that family? That's where I understand where people are upset, where they kind of just threw everything that they did in WandaVision away. Like, there's some reviews that say that like they kind of everything that happened in WandaVision almost didn't matter. I don't think it's I won't go that far, but that felt like a miss to me. I felt like, you know, Vision is super important to her. Why wouldn't she see herself with Vision and the kids? Or why wouldn't she look for a universe where there's a Vision along with the kids? That felt like a missing piece to me. Also, Quicksilver. I felt like there could have been a Quicksilver tie in there somewhere. You know, that was your brother. You know, you do miss him too. I just felt like they could have thrown Quicksilver in there somewhere, even or name drop him, something like that. But those two were absent from the movie. Even their name. She mentioned Viz one time, like having theories of the multiverse, but I feel like they could have been in that movie. Another thing that I wanted was I wanted a mutant, something where mutants was name dropped. I wanted mutants to be like a hint towards mutants in our universe or something. With Wanda and Charles Xavier in the same movie, I feel like you had a chance to give us some kind of hint on like what's going on with mutants in our universe. You know, and I feel like it could have been pretty simple to that. Something where like, oh, in our universe, or the universe that they were in, Illuminati, could have been like, oh, I hide, you know, all the mutants at, you know, this, you know, I cloak basically the school or something like that. And that would give Strange the idea, oh, when I'm back in, you know, 616, maybe I'll go looking for this like hidden school of mutants that have been there like the whole time, but they've just been in hiding or something. Something where like it gives Strange the idea like, oh, we got probably have mutants in our universe as well. I feel like they could have thrown that. They could have thrown that in there. Some kind of mutant connection, but they didn't mention it once, and I feel like they had every opportunity to do so with those two characters. You know, which they've kind of hinted at Wanda being a mutant in WandaVision, because they showed that she had her powers as a young kid, basically saying she was born with that gene, right? So I don't know. I think they could have done something there. Just a hint would have been pretty cool. I also would have liked a little bit more multiversal exploration. I get that there will probably be more when Doctor Strange returns in his next movie, considering where they left off, and the post-credit scenes. Wanted a little bit more multiversal exploration, just a little bit. I felt like it wasn't that much, and they could have really like gone in between universes, almost similar to the way they did in What If. But you know, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. The movie was damn good. Yeah, we'll see more of that in the next Strange movie. I'm excited to see Strange and Wanda continue their journeys. I don't think that. I'm pretty sure Wanda's not dead. Way too powerful to die. But then there's one thing at the end where, so I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. Strange dream walking with the zombie body and handling that at the end. I thought that was one of the coolest things I've seen in a Marvel movie. Just him, the whole dream walking with the evil spirits coming around. First of all, they go against Strange because he's using like the dark magic, which he shouldn't have been dream walking a dead corpse, which he was doing, and they attack him for that. And then Christine, which was a powerful moment where Christine gives him, the will to basically use those spirits, for himself. Instead of being attacked by them, she said, "You are the master of the mystic arts. Use these spirits." And he gets the will to use the spirits, and that's when like you see them kind of go into Strange, and they like act as a cloak around Strange, and that's one of the coolest scenes that I've seen in a Marvel movie. That was cool. That was dope. And then the way they use the zombie corpse, I thought it should have been a little bit more serious. They had some funny moments with the dead corpse, and like have his mouth is like blown open. It had some funny moments, which for me was okay, but I see why some would say it took away from the scene a little bit, because it was a serious moment, and it could have been serious all the way through. But they Zombie Strange get you laughing a little bit, and he has this whole inspirational talk with America Chavez to unlock her powers as a dead corpse. Like half his face is blown off, and he's giving his inspirational talk to America Chavez. I thought it was okay. I thought that, like, again, like that was a Sam Raimi decision. That was a very Sam Raimi thing to do, and I'm cool with that. My whole thing with Sam Raimi directing Marvel movies, I think it's fresh. I think that some movies are good with that direction. And I welcome it. I welcome him directing Marvel movies here and there. I wouldn't do a lot of them, but like here and there, I would definitely welcome some Sam Raimi Marvel movies. He does a very good job in a lot of different ways. Again, very visually stunning is Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. It's visually stunning. So I definitely welcome it. What else is there? Oh, I saw on Twitter, somebody in some random comment section, somebody asked, are the Darkhold and its power connected, or are they like a separate thing? Because like how can our Doctor Strange be corrupt if the power was destroyed? Because at the end, like, Wanda apparently destroys every Darkhold in every universe, so there's no more Darkhold. So like how can one still go corrupt when all the corruption is like basically gone, all the Darkholds are gone? So how does that happen? Like, how does that work? And what I think, and I got this from Josh over there at Den of Nerds. He does really good work, and he mentioned in the first Doctor Strange movie, they showed that Doctor Strange has photographic memory, and I think that's important to this. Actually, I think this is important to that question, because just a few minutes in the Darkhold, Doctor Strange, he can basically, add all of that to his photo memory bank, and he can study it in that way. So he can study it with his photographic memory basically. And being Doctor Strange, he's not gonna just let things be. He's gonna tinker with things and mess with some things, and that's, I think that kind of is the answer to that question. That photographic memory, him still, like, even though Darkhold is gone, he's still like studying it in a way because it's in his mind. I think that's a legit thing that I don't know if even Marvel's thinking about that, but even if they're not, like, I think that's what is going on. I think that's what should be the case. I think that's how everybody should think of that. Uh, yeah, Doctor Strange at the end having the eye open and being in a lot of pain. And then you're wondering, damn, like, how's he gonna how's he gonna get through this? And then in the post credit scene, they kind of snap through that with like that third eye opening, and he's fine. He seems like he's ready to go. Like, he's already mastered the corruption or whatever he got from the Darkhold. Like, he's already mastered it and he's ready to go. So again, it's like Doctor Strange leveling up again. He knows more. He keeps knowing more and more and more, which I'm excited for. Like I said, I love seeing Doctor Strange at the height of his powers. That is something I'm very looking forward to. Now, the post credit scene, or the mid post credit scene, so the girl is Clea from the comics. So Clea is Dormammu's niece in the comics. We'll see who she is exactly in the MCU, but yeah, she comes from the dark dimension there, which she opened up with her weapon. And so she is apparently a love interest to Doctor Strange. They get married, but they also like have their battles. So, and she's a very, very powerful sorceress. So yeah, like, so the two of them in the movie together doing their sorcery at the same time should be a lot of fun to work with. We don't know what's coming, but we know they're diving in the dark dimension, and he seems to have his third eye and he's ready to go. And so yeah, a lot to look forward to with that. Yeah. Am I missing anything else from the movie? Again, let me know what you thought of the movie down in the comment section below. But I really enjoyed it. I had my things with it, but I'm overall, like, super enjoyable movie that I will watch again. I think it's rated pretty up there for me as far as MCU goes. Just one of those, like, I'm a sucker for the visuals they were showing in that. I'm a sucker for the visuals, and Wanda did her thing. She was super powerful. Elizabeth Olsen, she acted her ass off. I like her as Scarlet Witch too. What I appreciate about her is she knows the Scarlet Witch character in the comics, and she's like hype about her character, and she does her character very well. So it's like she knows and loves her character, and I can appreciate that. Even with like things with WandaVision, and they were going over fan theories, and she was like, oh man, that would have been cool, like, if, like, what I was saying before, like somebody controlling Wanda in that way, like to have Chthon controlling her, or Mephisto, or Nightmare, whoever you want to be that's in that realm of villains, to have somebody else, like, kind of, I wouldn't say bigger, but somebody else that's darker, kind of control her in that way, or influence her in that way. And I think she was even saying, like, that would have been a cool theory, or just to have even Quicksilver be a part of the MCU. You know, the Quicksilver they brought over from the Fox, like, should have, there was fan theories about that as well, and she was like, man, that would have been cool too. Some of these fan theories are cool. So like, obviously she knows her character, she knows kind of like what should be going on with the Scarlet Witch. um and that's super dope. Benedict Cumberbatch, he's really good as Doctor Strange. um Excited for his future. Did say Doctor Strange will return, obviously. In the last two movies, it said Doctor Strange will return. At the end of No Way Home, Doctor Strange will return. At the end of this, Doctor Strange will return. He's a busy man. Like, dude has like no sleep. He can't sleep. Soon as they're done with Multiverse of Madness, he walking down the sidewalk and they grabbing him up, going somewhere else. So that's a busy man right there. And America Chavez, she has a future as well. You know, hopefully a young Avengers. And yeah, she was really good too, as they're building the young Avengers in the shadows. They're not out front with it, but they're there. Yeah, that's kind of all I got about Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Like I said, go see it for yourself. See it multiple times. It's a really good movie. Not a perfect movie, but it's a really, really, really good movie. Enjoyable movie. The horror elements, again, I stress that in almost every video. Horror elements, I'm a big fan of, and I hope they keep going that way with how dark the MCU is going. Supernatural is here. Yeah. I wonder what stories we can see with Wanda next. I know Elizabeth Olsen was also kind of hyping that part up too, like what they could do next, and she seems to be all over. I kind of trust her to just let her make the story. I trust what she's got to say. But yeah, awesome movie. Go check it out. Come back to this video. Leave a comment down in the comment section, and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. What are you looking forward to? What didn't you like? What did you like? Will our Strange make his own Illuminati? I think that's a big question. Will our Strange take what he saw with that multiversal Illuminati and make his own multiversal Illuminati? Some of these characters that are coming to the MCU, aka Namor, you know, some other characters, hopefully Doctor Doom soon. I know Black Panther's in it a little bit. He's like in and out of it. Doctor Strange, Mr. Fantastic is in it. Like, they could really do the Illuminati thing where Strange like takes what he saw there and make his own. I think I would like to see that happen. That would make me happy. That would make me really happy. But yes, thanks for joining. Again, happy Mother's Day. Tell your mom happy Mother's Day. Tell your moms happy Mother's Day. That's right. I will see you guys in the next video. Again, my name is Dennis Smith. I'm your host here at The Alternate Timeline. This is pure escapism at its finest. And we out.